Chill Talk.
Chill Talk.
Chill Talk.
Chill Talks.
Welcome to Chill Talks Podcast, your companion in your chill time.
Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Chill Talks Podcast, where we discuss anything and everything over a cup of coffee. So I am your host, PJ, and this is a long-awaited episode, the part 3 ng series natin that revolves around understanding your own sexuality. And this time, ang pag-uusapan natin is all about the perspective of the transgender. Kasi una, we tackled the lesbian perspective, the gay perspective, and actually ilang months ako, 6 months ako nahirapan maghanap ng guest for transgender, and thankfully may nahanap ako dito sa Camarines Norte. So I will introduce my guest for today. She is an influencer, a model, but at the same time she's also a student, and of course I will also allow her to introduce herself fully. Hi Aris, and thank you so much for accepting my invitation, and feel free if you want to add more doon sa mga sinabi ko about you.
Sige po. So, hello, good afternoon everyone. My name is Aris Biperias. I'm 22 years old. I'm a graduating student of Bachelor of Arts in English Language Studies at Camarines Norte State College. And I am a brand ambassador of Beam Collections PH and a model of Dynamic Design of Carl Anton.
Okay, and ano tawag nito, before we proceed with the discussion, just a small disclaimer sa aming mga nakikinig ha. Everything na pag-uusapan namin dito ay sa perspective ng transgender guest natin and does not represent the perspective of the entire transgender community. Okay, with that out of the way, let's begin. I will be direct na lang when asking you different questions. So the first one, the most obvious one na itinatanong ng karamihan, and syempre for the knowledge of myself and sa mga listeners ko, is when did you start transitioning? At what age nyo ka nag-decide na I want to transition into transgender?
Actually, nag-start ako to transition when I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
So, way back 2018 to 2019, I think, with the influence of my friends, which are also transgender, was what influence na mag-take ng hormones and transition. Kasi I think I identify myself as a woman, and I think my body doesn't suit the thing that I am identifying with. So, I transition po.
Okay. And during your transition period, ano yung mga challenges na na-encounter mo? From financial, emotional, physical challenges?
Sobrang dami when it comes to transitioning. Kasi first, I have to keep it a secret between my parents before. Kasi they were not very supportive for my transitioning. But buti na lang nung nag-transition ako face-to-face nun. So, I was able to parang nakapag-ipon ako. And then I started to feel something about myself na parang na-boost yung confidence ko when I transition. Kasi there are changes in my body na I like, which yung features of a man was being removed from myself. And also, kung titinginan ko financially, sobrang hirap when it comes to transitioning, kasi when it comes to hormones, sobrang magastos and mahal. And also, nagsa-self-medicate po ako. So, it's a disclaimer na dapat talaga po, I don't recommend everyone to self-medicate kasi you have to consult a doctor. You have to consult an endocrinologist for that.
Okay. And during your transition period, kasi di ba, sinabi mo tinatago mo sa family mo, napaka-imposible naman ata na di nila napapansin yung changes mo.
Actually, napansin na nila. Sobra, nagulat ako. Pero, I was very happy kasi naging open naman sila nung nakita na yung result. But, yung first na hindi ko sinabi, they were angry kasi nga, hindi ako first nag-consult sa doctor. And it's very risky at that time to self-medicate kasi nga, bata ka pa. You're studying. And hindi masyadong, what do you call that? Hindi pa masyadong financially stable to to buy hormones to support your transition. Kaya medyo nagkaroon ng problem when it comes to my parents about that.
Pero nung time na sinabi mo na sa parents mo, kasi eventually na-discover na nila,
Yes.
diba? The moment na sinabi mo, Ma, Pa, I am transgender, how they did, ano yung reaction nila during that time?
Actually, hindi naman namin masyadong napag-usapan with regards to my transitioning.
Mhm.
Parang na-notice lang nila na may na mga changes na sa katawan ko, and they just reminded me na huwag masyadong mag-overuse.
Mhm.
Tsaka, as I observed naman sa kanila, medyo supportive naman sila when it regards to everything that I do naman. Kahit pa paano.
Okay.
Kahit pa paano.
And when it comes to the treatment ng mga peers mo, kasi before you transition, nakilala ka nila as a guy, di ba? Yung persona mo as a guy. And during those stage, ano yung mga napansin mong pagbabago on how the way they talk to you, they treat you before, during, and after your transition?
Actually, with my college, yung mga classmates ko during my college time, kasi nga, college ako, when I enter college, nag-transition ako. They observe how before, pag napunta akong school, first year, I wear uniform na panlalaki. But, as the time goes by na medyo nag-upper year, I started to wear yung mga blouse and pants na inallowed ng school namin. And also, nung nag-third year na ako, actually, doon na ako po nagsuot ng palda. And they were really supportive about it. And alam mo po yung sinabi ko sa one of my guy friends, he said, babae ka na para sa akin. That was the most important thing na parang kinilig ako when it comes to that. Kasi parang someone viewed me as a woman that I intended myself to be. And I'm very proud to have that.
Okay. And it's, anong tawag nito? It's a very heartwarming thing to know na, kasi if you will if our interview ay hindi nangyari ng 2022, let's say nangyari ito ng 2001, 2002, I think the treatment will be a whole lot different.
Yes, it's difficult talaga po.
And,
transitioning is very difficult.
Yes. And dung pag sa transition mo, before I get to that, kasi di ba pag ang ating tinatawag na LGBTQ, and ang karamihan ng sa tao, ang pakaintindi nila, ang gay and transgender is the same. Because we have gay community friends na they dress up as women, nag-hormones din, but they are still identified as gay. Pero on your part, Aris, what is the difference ng isang gay, ng drag, and transgender?
That's a very wonderful question to ask. So first, I want them to study about more on SOGI, which is what is the meaning of that? Sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. So that is what I want them to study more about. And then from that, I can define the three parts of the community of the LGBTQ+, which is gay, drag, and transgender. Is first, sa mga gays, when I experience people, when I ask them, why do you identify yourself as gay? So they say na they're in a man's body, but they are attracted to the same gender. That's what we call about gay. And then drag queens, or what I'm very most is inspired about, how they work and how they dress like a woman when they identify as a man, or either gay, because they are simply expressing themselves as dressing as a woman, but they can express themselves also by simply changing or revealing who they are in body of a man. So that's what I think the difference of the two. But when it comes to being transgender, it's really a matter of a discourse of identifying yourself, because when we say about transgender, you are a person or a woman trapped in a man's body. So you identify yourself as a woman, but your body and your physical aspect doesn't suit your identity. So that is what I think. Based from my experience and my knowledge, that's the difference of the three.
Okay. And ano tawag nito? Pagdating ang transgender ba, automatic ba? You will be identified as gay, wherein halimbawa you transition from man to woman, diba? So are you attracted to men or are you attracted to women as well? Kasi I think there were cases na nabasa ko before our interview that there are so many stories of transgender na kahit anong transition nila pero they are not attracted doon sa doon sa gender na pinanggalingan nila. Halimbawa, a man transition into a woman but she is attracted to women pero hindi siya attracted sa men. Pero dati siyang lalaki. So on your part, do you have that kind of experience na automatic ba you will be gay in order to be transgender?
I think based from the question and my experiences as well, before our transition, I started kasi wala pa akong knowledge with regards to the different parts of the gender or different aspects of gender. So I started to call myself gay, but when I started going to college, then and my teacher was one of the teachers who supported me, Ma'am Roda. Do you know Ma'am Roda?
Yep.
One of the teachers who supported me and helped me to identify myself more is that you can be transgender. You are transgender because you identify yourself as a woman and you are attracted to men. And it doesn't mean na kung transgender ka, you are always attracted to men. There's a possibility na kahit nag-transition ka is you can still be attracted to women or still be attracted to different aspects of gender or what do we call the different genders. But if you're going to transition, know that you identify yourself with. Kung ano yung gusto mo when it comes to yourself, do that.
Okay. And I think also one of the biggest misconceptions ng karamihan is that pag sinabi natin transgender, ay limited lang siya sa pagbabago ng sex change, di ba? I think that is the most common misunderstanding ng karamihan. Yes. And ang tawag niyan, to give light to that, paano mo masasabi na nagsisimula na ang isang tao na from being gay, nagiging na siyang transgender? Kasi kanina, di ba, you differentiate.
Yes.
So, paano na malalaman na, halimbawa, if a person is gay, pero na-determine niya na transgender pala siya, ano yung first step na usually towards accepting that reality na I am not gay but I want to transition into a transgender?
That's a very wonderful question to be asked for me. Because I think ano yung starting point? There's no starting point. You will know it when you're ready and you will know it kung what do you call that? When you know yourself, you identify yourself as and you know who you are. And I think that's the difference. Kasi when it comes to people, maraming misconceptions with regards to our gender, which is transgender women, transgender men. Kasi when it comes to sinasabi nila, kapag trans women ka, you must transition. But it's not true. Because transitioning is a privilege. Because many people, many parts of the LGBTQ+, which is transgender women, doesn't have the financial stability to support themselves to transition, but they identify themselves as trans women and trans men. So that's the difference when it comes to the misconceptions. You really have to know yourself more, identify yourself before you discover na you are transgender, you are gay, you are lesbian, you are in the different perspectives of gender.
And before I proceed doon sa isa sa mga parang naging breakthrough ng journey mo as a trans person, gusto ko lang sana malaman, ano yung iba pang mga misconception? Beside dun sa nasabi ko kanina, what do you think are the most common misconception ng karamihan when it comes to being transgender, and how do you want to address those misconceptions?
There are two factors na was mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So first, yun nga po sinabi nila na some people usually talk about trans women and gay as equal. Parehas lang sila. But they are different. So we should always put in mind how to identify those two genders. And also, yung with regards to transitioning between transgender women and trans men, kasi it's a privilege. Yun nga po, sinabi ko. It takes financial stability and also courage to transition. Kasi some of the members of the LGBTQ+, which is my member, which is the transgender men and women, they identify themselves as transgender, but they don't have the capability to support themselves to transition. But they must be called transgender men and women if we ask them. Kasi we have to question. Pero when it comes to sensitivity, kasi we should always take that in mind. Pero if we're not going to ask them, paano natin malalaman? And another thing is that with regards to the third part of this, it's a really big issue when you transition as a transgender woman. Napakahirap yun when it comes to the public. Kasi yung alam nila, yung people, how people accept you. Kasi before, di ba, they identify you as a man, and that you begin to transition, they started to be confused about what they will call you, what they will say about, are you a he or you a she, or that's the main concepts when it regards to the issue about this topic.
Okay, and mamaya tayo magda-dive sa mga iba't ibang mga perspectives.
Diyos ko, parang nalilito na ako sa mga questions and my answer. I hope I give justice to that.
And that's okay. And ano tawag nito? One of the highlights na nakita ko while checking out your profile is that you are also a brand influencer, diba?
Yes.
And ano tawag niyan? How did it feel nung moment na bigla kang nilapitan or na-introduce ka sa ganitong brand deals with different makeup? Kasi usually, di ba, pag sinasabi nating makeup, ay ang tingin ng iba is mostly kababaihan lang ang nagiging spokesperson, ang nagiging model. So, how did that feel na in-approach ka as someone who is trans, na tinanggap ka nila na, uy, can you model this makeup for us because we think that you can sell this better?
At first I was really thankful that I was open. My brand or my family, I call them family kasi, because they were very open to different members of the LGBTQ community to join and to represent their brand. And I think that was the most important thing, na tinulungan din nila ako to boost my confidence as a trans woman, to help encourage people na you can do what other people can do. And I think to represent my community is one of the best thing, and to also try products because I love makeup naman po, and I was able to be a member of a certain brand and represent them. It's a privilege. It's an honor. Talaga, it's an honor. And all in all, I can say I love my family, and I really do hope na we progress and then magkaroon pa po ng open-mindedness when it comes to that.
Na-experience mo na ba yung moment na may mga taong lumalapit sa tapos nalaman nilang trans woman ka, tapos na sinabi nila, ay wow, ano ka pala? Akala ko babae ka. May ganun bang comments usually sa'yo?
Mostly, before, hindi naman masyadong pero ngayon, when I was very open about it, and kahit hindi naman po ako nag-open, I was really called mom. And I was really happy for that, for myself, kasi na-boost yung confidence ko as being a woman. Pero yung kapag nagtatanong sila, are you a trans woman? And then I said, yes, I am. They were really surprised about it kasi you don't look like a trans woman, you're like a woman for everyone. And when it comes to restrooms, they don't usually say, nagtatanong sila ng mga ganun, pero it really is a happy moment for me that I was called a woman because that was my main thing to do.
Yes.
Pero syempre naman po, it's an honor and a privilege to be called and to not, yung parang hindi mo ako mapagkakamalan as a transgender woman. But for certain people, for my other trans women members, they experience to be somehow discriminated with regards to the acceptability. Kasi may parang, yung when they call you trans woman, dapat kailangan mong magmukhang babae talaga. Kailangan physically babae ka. And it's wrong. So, yun lang po yung hanap ko. Masaya naman siya.
Kasi, nakakaano kasi, ano tawag nito? I think it's subconscious na sa mga tao na madali kasing malaman if someone is tawag nito? Gay or trans woman, pero nakikita mo pa rin yung masculine yung masculine features. Kaya siguro ganun. And tawag nito, one of the things, minakausap akong yung mga babae kong kaibigan, sabi nila sa GC namin, ang unfair daw kasi yung mga pabiro to sa mga nakikinig. Unfair daw kasi bakit daw yung mga trans women napakamalaking compliment daw pag tinatawag sila babae. Pero pag ang babae tinawag na bakla. sampal daw sa mukha yun. So I don't know, just sharing lang kasi parang we don't want to dive into that rabbit hole of a discussion. Okay, and one of the things na na-observe ko din is that you broke out of your shell by working with different influencers, different members of your community. But ang gusto ko lang i-highlight, ano yung mga natutunan mo working with Jan Dayaon when it comes to better expressing yourself and being more comfortable on who you are?
Actually, Sir John, when I first met him, that was when I model in SM. So, a certain, the gowns of Carl Anton by Dynamic Design was one of the opportunities for me to showcase who my true identity is as a transgender woman and to represent the LGBTQ plus community. I was really admired by how the presence of Sir Jan Dayaon feels like because para siyang celebrity, yung parang makikita mo pa lang siya, mas starstruck ka and you feel kind of intimidated to sit with him, to do makeup because minake-upan niya ako because it was really admiring how his works really represents how beautiful his personality and his character is. And I think that is what really is an experience for me working with brands and modeling because it really showcased how I can cooperate and represent their brands with justice and also to promote and support them as well.
Okay, and diving into I think, di naman darker side, pero diving into the balance of this conversation.
Yes.
Kasi marami na nagsasabi na we should accept the LGBTQ communities, di ba? But were there any moments na nagkakaroon ng misrepresentation ng mga transgender sa society natin na sa tingin mo nakakasira ng image ng mga tao sa pagdating sa mga transgender?
Going to that perspective, I think hindi ko pa masyadong na-obserbahan how dark other represents or yung views ng other people with regards to other transgender. Kasi in this community, which is nandito po tayo sa Cam Norte, mostly naging visible or naging mostly nagre-represent ng LGBTQ plus community is yung mga gays. And that really is a big factor to really focus on different genders in this community kasi medyo nagkakaroon ng highlight ang mga gays when it comes to that and nadidisregard din yung issues with regards to trans women kasi pumapasok na rin yung mga trans women as gay and they were treated as gay as well but we should differentiate the two
Mhm.
with regards to this community. Kaso lang, syempre, we have to give them furthermore knowledge about that, and it's really is a really big factor. And I can't really explain how it is big, but
Mhm.
really is
Like-
something to study about.
Later, I think I have a question that can further add to that. Pero
Yes.
maya-maya na.
Parang na-enjoy ko yung mga questions and I think nalilito na rin ako sa magsagot na.
Anong tawag nito? Let's proceed with some of your perceptions. Okay? Kaya meron tayo kaninang disclaimer because these are your own perceptions.
This is my own perception
Yes.
po.
So let's start with the first one. Na-mention mo na to kanina. Is when it comes to bathroom privileges. So, anong tawag nito? Pagdating sa paggamit ng bathroom in offices or in public, paano dapat ang treatment sa mga trans? Kasi I remember a certain issue dati. Alam mo, matagal na to sa isang mall, I think sa Manila.
Yes.
Hindi yata pinapasok sa women's bathroom yung isang, I think she was trans or
Yes.
yeah, I think
she is a trans
she is a trans. Okay. So hindi siya pinapasok kasi daw lalaki daw siya. So kailangan doon siya sa lalaki. So on your part, saan dapat paano nga dapat natin i-treat ang bathroom privileges or bathroom usage ng mga sa trans? Saan ba talaga sila dapat pumasok, and at the same time how should people approach that kind of change sa society natin?
So, first, sisimulan ko siya when it comes to this term that trans women are women.
Mhm.
So, I think we should have the equality to go to the women's restroom. I think we have the equality to really go to the women's restroom kasi we identify ourselves as a woman, and I think that is what we should do. Pero when it comes to people, kasi when it comes to establishments, when it comes to that form, some people or some transgender women nga, katulad nga po ng issue with regards to that, yung mga features ng men are still visible. Kaya minsan nagkakaroon ng discrimination. But I think it should not be a big deal because we are going to comfort rooms to really have the comfort of doing our own business with regards to that. CR man siya or public establishment na CR. Kasi we are not going to it's not a big deal. Sana kung hindi naman. Pero for some people, they just disregard it as something I think it's more discriminatory for us kasi it really is a big deal for everyone. But I think we should really respect the identity of the person kasi you will never know. We have maraming pinagdadaan na din sa buhay, and it really is something na parang nagiging big issue. Katulad nga po na binalita na sa TV, and it really is an open a platform that opens the mind of people na they should be aware about the issue of that.
Okay. So, let's proceed with the next one. I think this is dominantly sa US naman to, pero wala pa naman to sa Philippines. One of the things na pinupush ng iba is that ang pagdating sa sports naman, weightlifting, boxing, any kind of sports, dapat daw ang mga trans women should be in the same category as women. Yan yung ina-advocate. Pero marami rin naman ang nagko-contradict na kahit sabihin daw natin na trans women sila, they still have the strength or they still have the power of a man. That would be very unfair when kinumpit nila sa female. Kasi I think there was an instance, I think kickboxing ata yun, na isang trans women kinalaban ng isang women na nakita ng mga tao na that was an unfair match kasi even though we identify that person as a trans, physically she looks like a woman, pero yung force, yung power daw is still equivalent to a man. So on your part, Aris, what's your say on that na pagdating sa participation of the trans community sa sports?
So when it comes to that matter, medyo hindi pa ako masyadong educated and knowledgeable about to answer that question. Pero I will still answer it with my own perspective. So when it comes to that, I always take in mind that trans women are women. Yun na nga po yung term na yun, na binibigyan natin ng purpose. And I think one of the main issues na I will point out is that if the trans women take medications, those who are women who go to represent sports also take medications. Yung parang when it comes to that, it really is something that would really equalize it. Kasi halimbawa po, yung mga weightlifters, they take something, yung pampalaki ng mga muscles. Yun, something like that. And then for kickboxers naman, they also train like every person do, every woman do, which is really equal for both. Kasi kung disregard mo naman for everyone, how can you say na parang magiging unfair for a woman to fight or to fight for with a trans woman? So parang it's really not of a big deal for me because trans women nga po, exactly what I say, are women.
Okay, and I think this will be the third. Tatlo lang naman yung tatlo lang yung sinentro ko.
Okay.
Kasi kanina na-discuss na rin natin is about the SOGI bill, di ba? And one of the components of the SOGI bill is the anti-discrimination when it comes to job hiring and yung treatment sa trabaho. Pero kahit let's say meron tayong SOGI bill, I think hindi pa rin nawawala ang certain biases when it comes to...
I think hindi pa po siya approved.
Hindi pa siya approved. It's still pending actually.
Okay.
Pero meron na tayo yung sa anti-discrimination, parang kinukonsider na siya ng karamihan. But still, even at the workplace, even at the workplace, marami pa rin ang kinakaharap na discrimination challenges between, hindi lang naman sa trans women, even gays and lesbians experience those kinds of treatment. And one of the things na common na na-observe ng karamihan is that when it comes to promotion, when it comes to promotion and advancing sa position sa isang company, ay piniprefer pa rin ang mga heterosexual, either male or female, compared to trans women for some reason. And even though the performance of the trans person is mas maganda yung performance niya compared doon, pero hindi pa rin sila na-promote. So in your part, what do you think, ano yung say mo sa ganung nagiging issue pa rin ang karamihan sa atin?
That I can say is really discriminatory and really unfair for everyone, especially sa mga sa community namin, because we are doing our jobs well. Some of us are really creative at doing their works and really pursuing their jobs seriously. And I think it's unfair for people to choose cis genders to have the job that other members of the LGBTQ plus must have, because they deserve it. They work hard for it. And I think that was for a certain person to be, what do you call that? You mentioned it earlier, promoted. You have to be qualified. You have to be examined to really be promoted on the job you are in. So we should talagang examine everything if the person is qualified, not based on their gender or if they are male or female, but based on their performance.
Okay, that's good. I think yun din yung dadagdag ko kasi yung tipong bakit mo kailangan ba't kailangan mo i-limit yung performance ng isang tao sa kung ano sila. That's sila yan. Kasi pag when it comes to job performance in a company or maybe in any lines of work, a performance are always objective lagi siya. Diba?
Yes.
So, hindi mo kailangan salangan ng subjective opinion. So, with that out of the way, let's proceed with the next one. With the exposure of the LGBTQ community in social media, in news outlets, lagi natin sila naririnig. But at the same time, the community is di naman demanding. Parang nag-open sila for acceptance, diba, sa society.
Yes.
But do you feel that people are accepting the LGBTQ community or tinotolerate na lang sila? for the sake na maiwasan na lang na malabel sila as bigot or race, hindi naman racist, bigot or parang biased or yun nga. Kasi minsan dumarating na lang sa punto na nagiging iba ang tolerance at nagiging iba rin ang understanding. So on your part, Aris, saan nagfo-fall ang situation natin as Filipinos? Are we tolerating the LGBTQ or are we understanding or accepting the LGBTQ community?
Thinking for that perspective, I believe na we may, as a Filipino, may tolerate it and we may not tolerate it. For different views and opinions of people, some may tolerate the LGBTQ plus community, but some may not. And then also, when it regards to understanding, some may also understand and some may not. So it's it really is something to talk about, the different perspective of every Filipino, because we should also take in mind na as a Filipino, we are a democratic country and a Catholic country as well. So there is a certain barrier when it comes to that factor of acceptance, understanding, and tolerating. And also, we should also put a lot of effort for the visibility of this community because we have a lot to offer with regards to this matter. Pero syempre, we are living in Philippines, so that's a big factor talaga.
Yes, kasi ano tawag nito? Marami kasi nagsasabi na yung mga LGBT na yan, inaano lang naman, pinagbibigyan. I think that's the term. Pinagbibigyan na lang namin sila, magbuwelo, bahala sila.
Grabe naman kayo.
Basta tawag nito, basta wala lang silang sinasaktan, bahala na sila. Yung parang ganun. Dumarating na lang sa point na ganun. Yung tipong people are not acknowledging or people are not openly saying na tinatanggap, but at the same time, tinotolerate nila na, okay, you can be whatever you want, you can be identified as ganito, but when kung ano tawag niyan, kung kailangan ka on certain task, you must deliver. Parang
yes.
Usually dumarating na yun sa ganun. And in fairness din naman sa Philippines, masaya din naman dito kasi I think based on statistics, isa tayo sa pinaka tolerable and mataas ang acceptance rate natin sa LGBTQ. I think Philippines and Thailand, yan ang pinaka mataas when it comes to accepting that. Compared sa ibang countries in Middle East, China, Korea, Japan, mas ano pa rin ang Philippines. In fairness din naman sa atin.
You're very thankful. Thank you, Philippines.
So parang, anong tawag nito? May nasabi kasi sa amin dyan yung ibang member ng mga transgender community or even the LGBT. Sinasabi nila na wala namang problema daw na tinotolerate sila.
Yes.
Wala naman daw na problema na yun. Ganun. Kasi yung treatment naman is kind of the same. They are still treating you as a person, as someone na pantay nila. So, okay lang naman daw yung kaysa naman sa dinidiscriminate ka sa harap-harapan mo, diba? And when it comes to that, one of the biggest kaya gusto ko tong mapag-usapan o na ASAP is yung ginawa na transition ni Jake Cyrus. I think that was recent. Yeah, that was recent. Yung nag-topless siya on social media.
Okay. Nakita ko na parang saglitan ko lang yun.
That was the transition, diba? So, on your part, when it comes to transitioning or the transgender community in general, sino sa tingin mo ang mas nahihirapan tanggapin ng mga tao? Yung mga from women to men or from men to women? I think, even though sabihin natin na trans person sila, the treatment is a bit different. Usually, most of the time, or correct me if I'm wrong.
I think that based on my perspective din po, because there's a difference between a woman transitioning to be a man and a man transitioning to be a woman. But mostly, we see the value of men transitioning of a woman kasi nagiging visible siya with regards to this community. Kasi sila yung mas present, sila yung mas visible. But with regards to transitioning issues, both have problems. Both have difficulties when it comes to people accepting them. But yung naging issue ko lang with regards to having a big problem when it comes to transitioning is yung mga trans men, because they were really not, they were also called, yung sinasabi nila, yung like trans women, they were called gays.
Mm-mm.
But yung mga yung trans men naman, they were also called lesbians.
Mm-mm.
But we should also differentiate that. Kasi it's really a big factor for everyone na you should not identify them as gay or lesbian because they are different from that. They are trans men and trans women. But when it regards to visibility, kasi trans men are not yet visible. Hindi pa sila masyadong nagiging present. Kasi they were not really observed by people na trans men sila. Pero kung matatanungin mo, mas gwapo sila sa mga gwapong, sa mga tunay na lalaki. I observed na nakikita ko sa TikTok, sa mga every social media accounts, they really are more handsome than cisgender. Pero that's the big issue that we're going to talk about. So I think that is my perspective of that.
Okay. And balik dun tayo sa sinabi mo kanina na parang less yung parang representation in the public eye ng sa mga trans community.
Totoo po. Na-observan ko lang.
I think isa sa ang alam ko lang na isa na mga pwedeng mag-represent ng LGBTQ community in general is yung si Miss Geraldine, yung nanalong kongresista in kalimutan ko kung saang lugar, pero meron tayong isang lawmaker dito na
Yes.
the first I think the first transgender na nakaupo sa public office. So I think that is a huge development, improvement sa nangyayari sa atin. Pero sa tingin mo, ano pa ang kailangan na kailangan pang gawin or ano pa yung kulang sa transgender community para magkaroon pa sila ng sariling boses? Kasi kanina lagi natin na pag-uusapan, technically gays and lesbians ay meron na silang boses. That's why parang yung transgender ini-incorporate na lang sa gays and lesbians kasi dinig na sila. So, do you think, ano pa ang kailangan na way para mas malalong maintindihan ng mga tao na trans people is a bit different than gays and lesbians?
One of the things I would suggest, mostly in my experience din po, I want to really everyone must really focus on studying SOGI. Mm-hmm. It's not the bill, but SOGI as well. Yung sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. Kasi in that way, you can further understand the different perspective and aspects of gender. Mm-hmm. And you can discover who you truly are. And I think we should also, it's good na sinabi niya po, minention niyo yung name ni Ma'am Geraldine, which is under the under the government. Nagtatrabaho siya in the government, which is she would really represent the trans women, and that really is a needed for everyone na magkaroon kahit paano we represent trans women in government. Kasi nagkakaroon ng big issue kasi with regards to the problems na nagkakaroon kasi ng parang I want them to focus on public health for trans women. Kasi yun nga po, they are not really educated with regards to transitioning. Kasi for me, yung self-medication should be a focus of the government to really focus them for women or trans women to be educated with regards to that.
Okay. Anong tawag niyan? On my experience, at I think at a younger age, kalimutan ko yun. I think 2013, 2014, yung time na nagbo-boom yung Super Serena sa Itbulaga.
Yes.
I think
ganda nila, no?
I think that was one of the first time na nakita ko na I think gays are very different from transgender. Kasi nakita ko, sabi ko, alanghiya, mas maganda pa to sa babae. I think ang tawag niya, nung nanonood kami noon, kasi ang family ko, particularly ako, kami nung lola ko, fan kasi kami dati ni Raisa May, tapos yung Aldab, I think Aldab pa yun that time. Patok pa sila that time. And para mapanood mo sila, I think ang una mong mahaharap is yung Super Sirena. Super Sirena. Tapos, yung lola ko, nanonood kami. Tapos sabi niya, oh, ang ganda naman ng babae to. Pero nung nagsalita, tumawa siya. Ay, lalaki pala. Ay, nay, ganyan talaga. ay, mas maganda pa sa babae, Parang ganun. Doon ko lang siya na-determine. And, this leads me to my follow-up question. So, given that Super Sirena allows that avenue towards the perception of many people I think Showtime did that. That's my
Miss UNA.
Yung sa that's my tibok ba yun? Kalimutan ko ba?
That's my
Nakalimutan ko ba sa gumawa din ang Showtime sa
Tomboy ata.
That's my Tomboy ata yun? O basta yung gano'n. Gumawa din sila ng ganong version. On your part, do you think those kinds of events, pageants are beneficial, or how can they help in exposing people into accepting trans people or trans men and trans women in general?
I myself, I am joining pageants din po. I opened myself to joining pageants last 2021. Actually, bago pa lang ako and they were really open about it. But I think one of the advantage of having pageants to represent trans women, yung katulad po ngayon, I think today yun, this March 6 is Miss Queen International PH. They are represented by different trans women that are so beautiful, sobra po, babaeng-babae sila, and I think that is the best platform to really have people to notice that trans women is not only for pageantry, but they are beautiful, they are treated as a woman, and they are talented as well.
Okay. And I think second to the last question na to. Yeah, second to the last question. Dapat nga siguro inad ko to doon kanina sa bathroom concerns. Pero let's proceed with this one. I think karamihan sa mga tao hindi pa rin nila tinatanggap ang paggamit ng pronouns on the different discussions, di ba? Kasi it's a very new thing na kahit ako personally nung una, why would I call someone them, they? Parang hindi siya grammatically coherent. Nung una, yun yung pakarinig ko. Pero let's not dive into the them, they, but let's go with the she, her, him kasi parang we're talking about transgender, di ba?
Yes.
So, on your part, you identify as a her, as a she, di ba? Pero when it comes to discussions, to conversations, do you announce that? Kasi may mga kilala kasi ako na alala ko yun there was one time na may nakilala sa akin na friend, yung dati kong kabatch sa coffee shop. Sabi niya sa akin, "Hi, my name is ganito. You can call me her, you can call me them, they, but that's my pronoun." Do you usually do that?
In this community naman po that I am in, wala naman po masyadong tanong with regards to pronouns. Pero I would really identify myself, and if they want to ask questions about my pronouns, I would say she or her. Because that is why I am identifying with. And I think if I were to look at it, hindi pa masyado pong educated with every people, lalo na po dito sa Ram Norte, kasi few of them, we don't really have the visibility to really ask questions with regards to pronouns. But I think that's a very good question kasi po parang ang ganda rin niyang itanong. Pero it's a matter of sensitivity. Kasi po minsan kapag tinanong mo, what do I call you? Kasi nagkaroon ako ng issue nun with regards to my teacher before. I don't want to mention her name, but she is a teacher and she is kind of religious. And then he said, and then she said, sabi niya sa akin, I will call you Mr. Aris pa rin. Kahit mukha kang babae, Mr. ka pa rin. Sabi niya, sabi ko, hindi ako nakapagsalita ng konti kasi parang it's a big deal for me because I want to be called as mom, her, and she doesn't want to acknowledge me with that, and I respect her opinion, but it's really a matter of when you are doing your schoolworks and she will call you sir or Mr. kind of offensive at some point.
Okay. I can understand. Kasi this is actually a long time kasi dun sa episode namin nung sa pinsan kong lesbian, sa lesbian perspective, one of the stories na shinare ko sa kanya is that one time na bumili ako sa tindahan, ang nagsiserve sa akin ay butch na lesbian. Nakita ko siya as babae, pero forma siyang lalaki. Sabi ko, paano ko siya itatawag? Kuya ba? Madam? Brother? Boss? So parang ang ginawa ko that time, tinawag ko na lang siyang gender neutral na manager, boss, gano'n na lang. Kasi parang ayoko naman mag-assume na baka ma-offend pag tinawag ko siyang Brad, pag tinawag ko din siyang madam, ma-offend. Pero ang best advice na nabigay sa akin, until now, yun yung ina-apply ko, is that kung hindi mo daw alam yung pronoun na itatawag mo sa isang tao, observe the way they dress. If they are presenting themselves as feminine, you call them her. If they are presenting themselves as more masculine, you call them him. Kasi di ka naman mag-e-effort ng pag-aayos mo ng sarili mo just to be mislabeled by other people. So parang
that is true.
Sabi ko, ano? Sige. Until now, yan yung ginagawa ko. If there was a time na may nakita akong potential guest sana sa Legazpi. She was She was also a trans woman or maybe gay. I don't know. Hindi kami masyadong nag-usap. Pero one of the things na flatter siya sa akin kasi nasagi ko siya. Tapos nung tinignan ko siya, sabi ko, ay, sorry po ma'am, nakaano po. Sabi niya, ay, thank you. Sabi ko, ma'am, nasagi ko po kayo. Ba't kayo nagte-thank you sa akin? So parang ganun daw. Hindi ko siya agad tinawag na sir. Pero siya yung type kasi ng trans na kita mo yung masculine traits. Obvious na masculine traits. Pero, yun nga, thank you Ate Lilibet. Shout out sa'yo. Kasi the way she discussed it, tinignan ko muna, kakabi siyang babae. Di tawagin ko siyang ma'am. I think that's the most basic sense na lang. If, ganon. I think that was one of the things na din na sinabi. Do not identify them based on their voice. As in, on how they present, doon ka talaga tumingin. Kasi, syempre, hindi naman, like you said, transitioning is a privilege. Hindi lahat kaya magkaroon ng pills, ng hormones to change or alter their voice. Talagang may mga trans talaga na boses lalaki pa rin at may mga iba naman ng mga trans men na boses babae. Di talaga mawawala yan. So, how they present themselves, I think those are one of the things na kailangan natin na i-consider. Para kahit hindi mo alam yung pronouns, I think people will have an idea. So let's proceed with the next one. Kamusta ang paghahanap ng love life as someone na kamusta siya? Kasi I think it's a very different environment than love life pagdating sa gay and lesbians din.
You know, natatawa ako sa questions pero it's somehow difficult kasi here in this community that I am in, living in Cam Norte, medyo hindi pa talaga educated yung mga tao with regards to our visibility as a trans woman and trans men. And based from sa love life, it's really difficult at some point kasi ay, naku.
Sige, since nahirapan ka sa para magtatanong-tanong na lang ako. As someone who is very active in social media, and I am sure marami nakakita.
It's really hard dating po talaga dito.
May mga nag-PPM ba sa'yo na, hi miss, pwede magligaw, mag-meet up? During those conversations, sinasabi mo ba agad na you are trans? Kasi I think, nasa profile mo naman siya pag chinek mo yung Facebook mo, yun yung una mong makikita.
I did.
Pero, some people, binabypass nila yun. Hindi nila nakikita yun.
I don't know why. Pero, yun na nga po yung issue dun.
Pag may mga lumalapit sa'yo na gano'n, ano yung una mong sinasabi? Na, hi, pwede ba manligaw, miss? Yung mga gano'n.
Based on sa mga nanligaw.
Few
people naman po have messaged me and I think naging open naman ako sa kanila kasi I always first introduce my gender kasi nga hi, sila nag-hi back. Tapos minsan naman, kapag naman first silang nag-chat, I would really say that I am trans woman. Tapos doon parang feeling ko nawawala yung feelings nila. They were really so, parang at first gulat sila. Sabi ko, totoo ba yun? Sabi nila, totoo ba yan? Hindi ka babae. Hindi ka tunay na babae. Sabi ko, yes, I'm not a real woman, but I am a woman based on my heart and my identity. Kasi, tas yun, parang black pa ako, kaya di na nag-chat babalik. Sobrang daming experiences na ganyan. They were so attracted physically to me because I don't know, or they observed na I was really feminine. Na parang talagang babae na ako. Pero pag nakilala nila ako at sinabi ko na hindi po ako babae, they would really not reply in the messages. Sabi ko, ay okay, wala na, hindi na interested.
Naalala ko kasi one time nun.
Wala na.
may bago ko magtanong sa'yo, may isa kasi kaming barkada nagkwento sa amin, nasampal daw siya kasi may naka-eyeball daw siya sa Tinder na trans women kasi based my experience on Tinder, nung nag-try ako ng mga dating apps, karamihan talaga ng nasa Tinder is trans women. As in, ang daming trans sa Tinder. Nakilala daw siya. Hindi niya alam daw na trans. Tinanong niya sinabi nung kadate niya, I am trans daw. Ganun. Sabi niya, ang unang response ng friend ko, may lawit ka. Nasampal siya. Sabi ko, oy, bobo ka. Kahit mo yun, kung yun ang nasa isip mo, dapat nasa isip mo na lang yun. Hindi mo yun tinatanong ng direkta. Sabi ko, loko ka. Sabi ko, yun yung
Grabe.
Kaya parang, doon ko na-realize na, nung nagkwentuhan kami na, parang, dating is tough when it comes to being trans. It's either you meet someone that is very open to that, or you meet a foreigner. Most of that, karamihan daw.
Yes, sabi nga nila, yung pinaka-best advice for dating sa mga trans women, either foreigner.
Yes.
Or an open-minded person talaga.
Yeah.
Ito na yung issue dun eh.
Oo, kasi, I don't know, basta, I think dating is very difficult, pero it's not impossible. Diba?
Yes.
Kasi, pag gay kasi, it's easy to find love as gay and lesbian kasi you will just go out with people who is gay as well.
Yes.
Di ba? Ang dali-dali. Pero as a trans, syempre, you were men before, so parang syempre you're attracted to men, so parang magugulat na lang yung mga lalaki na hindi aware sa ganun. Same with trans man na yun nga, sinasabi ko may mga trans man na mas pogi pa talaga, tapos pag nalaman na yun, may babae pala din, wala na natuturn. Pero were there time na someone that you like, piniem ka, tapos nung nalaman na trans ka, biglang ginost ka?
I will definitely say that. Totoo, grabe talaga yung experiences ko. One time, sabi ko, I will give a shot of dating people in social media. Kasi nga, parang feeling ko, there is a big chance. Tapos one time, may nag-chat sa akin, pero parang bet ko. Bet ko siya. Gwapo, gano'n. He was very persistent that time. Kaya medyo nahulog na ang ate mo. So I can give it a shot. Pero nung sinabi ko na that time na, kasi parang feeling ko that was my first time dating someone in social media.
Okay.
In social media.
Okay.
Because I'm really not open physically to date person. Kasi medyo what do you call that? Parang natakot ako. But before, kasi nga parang mali, ano kaya pag nakita ko nito? What will he do if he meet me in person? Pero nakadate ko naman siya. Kaso lang po, ang naging problema lang, when I told him na I was trans woman, parang nagkaroon na ng issue na, ay, bakla pala to. So, ay, bakla pala to. Hindi ko natutuloy, hindi pala ito, ganun. Parang naging, na siya, plus, wala na siya.
Pero, this will be, I think, related to doon, ang follow-up question ko. Di ba, you transition from a man to a woman,
yes.
Di ba? When you were a man, may mga, kasi di ba lalaki, alam mo yung mga linyada ng mga lalaki. Do you think you have that certain advantage para maamoy mo kung sino yung mga lalaki na nag-chat sa'yo just to bullshit you, or kung sino yung mga genuine ang approach sa'yo?
Based sa mga naka-chat ko before, really have to observe how they first have an impression with you. Kasi nga, kung hindi mo naman sila kung di mo sila i-entertainin, dun sila laging nagiging persistent to chat with you. Parang, di ako chinachat nito. Parang, siguro ata, gusto pang kulitin ko siya ng kulitin. Tapos dun na yung sa mga magiging problem kung titingnan natin with regards to people. Kung magde-date man ako talaga. Nanonotice ko sa mga na-observean ko sa mga lalaki that was chatting me. They always say, kumain ka na ba? Lagi yan sa mga, oy, hala. Go, sir, ha? Parang na-experience na. Yun talaga yung mga mostly lagi nilang sinasabi. And it was really weird kasi halos lahat ng mga lalaking nakausap, they always say that, kumain ka na ba? Anong oras ka matutulog? Ganun yung mga palinyahan nila. And I think that was really familiar for me na ay, feeling ko may issue to. Tapos, minsan, na-anan ko din, na-stalk naman sila. Pero pag hindi sila nag-stalk, doon ako nasabi na, I'm trans woman. Pero pag nag-stalk sila, tapos, nagsabi ako na I'm trans woman, tapos sabi nila, I know. That's the thing that I'm sure na parang may potential with regards to dating.
Pero so far, kamusta? Meron na ba sa'yo I know and continuing na kayo? Unlike before, na ginost ka na lang?
Actually, wala pa po. I am still knowing that person, pero we're still in the process of
at least that's progress. That's progress. Pero I think
if I'm single as I know, pero I'm really talking to someone at this moment. Pero kung bibigyan mo pa ng chance sa boyfriend, why not?
Okay, sa mga nakikinig, I will link her social media below. You can check out her profile as well. Yes, I can entertain
you. Wow.
Okay, so this will be, I think, one of the last questions. Then follow up na lang depende on your answer. At your point, Aris, do you consider yourself as fully transitioned, or do you still have steps or procedures na gusto mo pang i-take towards your transition?
This is a big issue for me to really answer that question. Pero it's okay.
Okay.
I am not really fully transitioned as well. I want to enhance something in my body and myself, because really there's some operations that I wanted to do, and that will make me really fully know myself as a woman. Kasi I want to have a breast augmentation. Do you know that?
Okay.
A breast augmentation, and then other things such as operations, different operations for as well. I think mostly priority ko for now, if I've given a chance to makapag-ipon and to really have the capability, I will first do breast augmentation. Talaga. Pero if my parents allowed it, yun talaga yung problema talaga sa mga Filipino trans women eh. Kailangan mo muna magpaalam, kailangan alam ng magulang mo. But all in all, I can say, I am a woman in my own way, but I am not fully transitioned.
Okay. I think that's a fair answer kasi anong tawag nito? Where do you plan to do that? I think in Thailand, that's one of the best, or may iba pang countries na...
I think here in the Philippines, medyo visible na rin siya. I think sa Makati, kasi halos po, sa mga nakausap ko na taga Cam Norte, mostly sa Makati sila nagpagawa.
Meron na pala dito?
Yes, meron na pong mga medical centers na nag-undergo ng breast augmentation. Kaso what do you call that? Sobrang mahal and kailangan mo ng pera talaga. But all in all, kung bigyan din ng opportunity to go to Thailand, why not?
Diba? Kasi I think that's the capital, di ba? When it comes to any form of surgery, when it comes to...
doon talaga po, nakita ko sa mga taga-Thailand, they are so... Yung tinatawag kasi namin sila, mga manika. Alam mo yun? Hindi mo na talaga sila ma-identify na, hala, dati pala itong lalaki. Grabe yung, ang nipis ng braso, ang liit ng waist. So, baka naman sponsor. Sponsor.
Okay, and I think to end this episode, Aris, what do you want to... Since this is part of gender orientation na rin, how do you want to address those people who are listening na maybe somewhere, somewhat na they're still confused sa kung ano yung magiging sexual orientation nila?
Best advice to really put in mind sa mga taong nakikinig at this podcast is to know yourself more, discover yourself more. If you think na you have questions about yourself, consult to some people na have knowledgeable enough to have the knowledge in gender identity. Kasi we have different opinions, we have different questions with regards of identifying ourselves. And I think nagkakaroon ng factor talaga kasi minsan may confusion. Ang daming confusion sa mga tao ngayon. And I think best way is you yourself should know who you are. Okay. That's the best thing. Kasi people will say different things from you. People would describe you differently. But you yourself know who you are most. Ikaw ang nakakilala sa sarili mo.
Okay. And with that, thank you so much, Aris. Ano tawag nito? I think to add fuel. Wow, to add fuel. Wow. I think to add to what you said, so this will be may statement sa mga taong katulad ko na iniintindi
Can I add something with regards to...
Go.
Yung kasi, it was mentioned earlier, yung another issue. Kasi I mentioned at 3 problems with regards to sa mga transgender women.
Yeah.
Yung another thing with regards to dating, it was mentioned yung tinanong nung kaibigan mo kung may yan. Yeah. That is a really big deal for transgender women and men. And that should be addressed as well. Na if you are pre-op or post-op operation, pwede ka pa rin ma-identify as transgender woman regardless of operations. Kung ano man pinagawa mo, kung di ka naman nagpagawa, you can identify yourself as a trans woman and as a trans man.
Okay. Oh, yan ha. So, yung kaibigan ko nakikinig yun eh. Yan yes. Pade, nilaglag na kita.
Mag-uusap tayo. Sino ka? PPM ko to kay sir.
Pero natuto na siya. Nasampal na din.
Tama yan. Matuto ka.
Pero, back to our conclusion dito. So, someone na nagre-represent sa mga tao na hindi familiar. If you are not familiar, please do not assume. Just ask the person. If you are confused, just ask them properly without the intention of offending them, so that any confusion that you have, wala na. Ganun lang naman siya. Ganun nangyari sa akin nung tinanong ko yung lesbian kong pinsan na sa how should you address people na nalilito ka on how you should address them. So with that, hopefully you learned something in this episode, and thank you so much for listening to this episode of Chill Talks. This is me, PJ, and with the guest, Miss Aris. So I will leave all of her social media links below if you want to collaborate with her in sponsorship, brands, or maybe dating. So feel free to do so. And
you can hit me up.
So you can do that, and thank you so much for listening, and see you all next time. Bye-bye.